walked into the big opportunity on Friday, and he was an angry guy. He was angry, he was upset. I said, I go around the table and I say, okay, what's the problem? And Jim goes, it's the title companies. They suck. They just suck. Remember when he was talking about, he's going, they just suck. They're just horrible. I give him a deal and they don't know what the hell to do with it. They're bad. I said, Jim, what's your problem? He goes, it's them. I go, no, that's their problem. What's your problem? And he finally got it. He came around to, he goes, well, my problem is I can't get them to do what they're supposed to do. But he's starting to move towards, I can't get them to do it, as opposed to they don't know what to do. And he came around. And finally, when he got up in front of the cameras there, I said, Jim, we're not going to work on their problem. We're going to work on you. And I said, I want you to get really quiet right now, and I want you to go inside and really ask yourself, how much pain do you want to continue to experience? Do you want to keep repeating this over and over again? Every time you walk in the office, just feel that pain? Every time the phone rings, you just want to keep feeling that pain? Are you addicted to that pain? And he started to get that sense of responsibility around that. And I said, is it time to reinvent? Reinvent when something happens and you feel that pain. It's really cool what happens under pressure is people start to find some creativity or they continue to repeat. And I would say that when your friction is at its height, friction, boom, that's when you can create something new. And what most people do is they avoid friction, friction-free life. Then I continue to repeat the pattern over and over again. Friction is what creates change. It takes friction to create change. And Jim is experiencing friction, and what he's trying to do is what? Avoid the friction. Complain about the friction, blame the friction, point fingers at the friction. It's their fault, it's their fault, as opposed to saying, how can I use this friction right now to reinvent my business, to reinvent myself, create a person who I wouldn't even recognize 90 days from today. This one little piece of my business called the title people don't know what to do. That's causing me so much pain. And I said, how long do you need to feel this before you let it explode? The amazing thing was, as soon as we started to get into that conversation, he went, I said, get quiet, go inside, just ask yourself, what do they really need? And I know from Joseph Campbell is focus completely on making the other person's future brighter than yours. Make it their future, big and bright, and yours will be fine. So I said, if you were sitting with them, Jim, in their office right now, what is their biggest problem? And he said, you know what, they're being yelled at by realtors. They're being yelled at by mortgage people. They're working 2 or 3 hours longer on a file than they want to or need to. And some of them are putting in a ton of overtime. I said, now you're focusing on the right issues. And I said, talk to them about that, not about what they should do on a file. And so, long story short, we filmed a little video and Jim comes up and says, hi, it's Jim, and I just want to let you know that I have only one concern for you, and that is that you get out of the office and go home and be with your family. Work in a way that nobody yells at you during the course of the day, and make sure that you're putting in little as time as possible on the files and they close on time. And that's what I want to help you do. And I've put 5 links right below. Each one of them are little steps that will help you get out of the office a little faster, have less people yell at you, and just enjoy your work more. I think you'll find a lot of value in those links. Thanks, it's Jim. And the little links were little lessons on how people can be more effective on the title work that he needed to train them on that they didn't know what to do. Are you following me on this? He needed to use technology, mental capital. He knew what to do, but he's saying, you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it, as opposed to, oh, you need my mental capital. Oh, that's what you need, and I have to deliver it to you in a way that you would receive it, wrapped inside the benefit to you. Oh, I see. And remember, Jim, his whole persona, he looked like he was 10 years younger when we were done. He was like smiling, go, I can hardly wait to meet one of these title people. Because I'm going to get him out of the office early, nobody's going to yell him at anymore, and there's no more overtime for them. And he had made the shift. Are you tracking with me on this? He had made the shift. He reinvented himself in relationship to title people. Now, if he does that 3 or 4 other places in his business every 90 days, he won't recognize himself in a year.